Hello, everyone. So I know I often do a lot of videos talking about things like obstetric topics and all of that kind of thing. I rarely do many videos on gynecologic topics. I've done a few of them, but I've thought that maybe I need to make that a bit more robust. And um, as a woman now, during that time frame in my life where I have friends and myself that are starting to go through the changes of life. One thing that I wanted to start talking about is menopause. And while I'm not there yet, I know a lot of my patients and a lot of my friends have experienced this. And I want everyone to know that menopause is very individual. It is a very individualized process. And believe me, there are a lot of symptoms that a lot of women may experience. But there are a lot of women who don't experience any symptoms at all. But for some women, it can be debilitating. And when it is, it changes their life, and not only their lives, but their families' lives. So, what is the definition of menopause? The definition of menopause is having 12 consecutive months with no periods. If you are still in that phase of you might have a period every 3 months, or you might have a period every 6 months, that's likely perimenopause. But we also have to understand that it depends on the age in which this happens, because the average age of menopause is about 51 years old. And so if women are starting to experience some of the symptoms of menopause or perimenopause, and they're, in their early 30s and things like that, then that's a whole nother different story. And, that may require a workup. Or if, there are other symptoms that sort of don't go along with the picture, that may require additional workup as well. So whenever you have these symptoms and they become an issue, it is always a good thing to talk to your doctor about them, because you just never know what needs to be investigated. And so investigations can be, from several different standpoints: hormonal, endometrial biopsies, all types of things. So most women are going to come to me and they're going to say they're having night sweats, or they're having hot flashes, or they're having sleep disturbances, or, they're having significant mood changes, or they're actually having sexual dysfunction where the desire to have sex is not quite there, or it wasn't there as it was before. And the question becomes is, what do we do about those things? Well, it really kind of depends on what it is that a woman is experiencing and what symptomology she actually is having. Because can we treat the symptoms? How do we do that? Do we, do that with medication? Do we do that with meditation? Do we do that with supplements? There are so many things out there that women have tried and that they can try that can be helpful. And so, but again, I want everyone to know the importance of this is that it's a very individualized thing. And what may be good for the other person may not necessarily be good for you. Some people may be able to do hormone replacement. Other people may not, because of other risk factors that they have. So whenever you're in doubt about what to do in these situations, always talk to your doctor first to see what options are out there, but to also explore what it is that you're experiencing, what things you can live with and what things you cannot live with, because it's going to depend on what you can live with, what you're not willing to live with, and what can actually be problematic in terms of how we treat these things. But I want women to know, with menopause, you are not alone. And with perimenopause, that comes with its challenges as well. You are not alone in that either. And the most important thing is to get support. There are people, friends, that are probably going through some of the same things. Talk to them about what they've done, what they're experiencing. Some women may have tried things that you haven't even heard of. Not to say that everything that people try is healthy, but it's at least a start to feel like you're not by yourself and you're not alone. So I hope that this is helpful. I know it was just a quick overview of menopause, but I'm going to be doing a little bit of a series on menopause here and some of the symptoms and things that we have talked to patients about in terms of things that we can do. So stay tuned for the future, and always subscribe if this goes on YouTube. Great. Other than that, thanks, guys, and stay tuned for further information. Dr. Rush here. Bye bye now.